welcome to the Virginia Beach Sportsplex and Regional Training Center. We're going to try to get the game started a little early this afternoon to try to beat the weather. On field 2, we have Cox versus Kellum. And on field 1, we have Tallwood versus Kempsville. I want to remind everybody to please remember to wear your masks at all times inside the Regional Training Center, and please try to maintain a distance of 10 feet from non-family members. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to please rise and remove your caps as we honor the United States of America with the playing of the national anthem. All right, everybody, remember on field 1 today, we will be streaming the action on Facebook Live for free on field 1. So if you have any family or friends that can't make it to the Regional Training Center today, have them tune into the Virginia Beach Sportsplex and Regional Training Center Facebook page. We are streaming field 1.
Good afternoon and welcome to Virginia Beach. My name is Austin Urch and I will be bringing you this field hockey action today between Tallwood High School and Kempsville High School. This game is brought to you by Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals, your turnkey solution for all power wash and painting projects, eco-friendly house washing, roof cleaning, decks and fences, interior and exterior painting. Big or small, they do it all. Visit shinetimeinc.com for a free quote today. Once again, that is shinetimeinc.com for a free quote today. Like I said, my name is Austin Urch, and I will be bringing you today's action here at the Regional Training Center in Virginia Beach. Today's action is between Kempsville, wearing the white tops and the blue skirts, against Tallwood, who's wearing the all purple. Kempsville on the left side, traveling across the screen from left to right. Tallwood right to left. We're just about a minute into this contest. Both teams out here ready to play. We're just getting a bit of an early start to try and avoid any problems with the weather that might come later this evening. There's a nice entry there from Kempsville on the near side as that hits a Tallwood player's foot. I believe that might have been Sophia Dobbins, the junior, passed down the line to Delaney Ogden. But she couldn't quite control it as it's sent out of play, and now here's Carly Hoffer. And she'll take it down the line, the end line specifically. And Tallwood trying to battle defensively here. They have the numbers advantage, and they'll win themselves a penalty. And they'll look to restart here and break out of their own zone. A nice interception, though, from Kempsville. They're keeping the pressure on here early. Sent in by Hoffer. Across in front of the cage, and that one trickles into the back of the goal. The umpire signals we have our first goal of the contest just about 2.5, 3 minutes in. The goal on the board for Kempsville, and they're leading here early. Couldn't quite see who was able to knock that one in. So there was a bit of chaos right in front of the cage. It was so difficult in that situation to try and be so aware and recognize where everyone is at once if you're the goalie. Sometimes in that case, it's just whichever side is more fortunate gets the lucky bounces. There's so many bodies, so many sticks in front, it's really hard to see where the ball is coming from and if it'll take a deflection on its way. But it's really important here now for Tallwood to make sure that they maintain their composure and they're able to stay in this game mentally. They can easily and quickly rebound, get another goal on the board, tie things up, and we're all squared away once again as this play is once again started, this time by number 10, Carrie Weibel. Takes a swing at that, and now dribbling just outside the circle. Ends up at Riley Swindle. Now a big chance here for Tallwood. Rolls over the end line. And the Lions will be able to restart. A penalty called against Tallwood. This one's sent down the line. Weibel knocks it out of play. And here's Hoffer. Gets past one defender, but is stopped by the next. This one over the head of an attacker. Takes a pause for a moment. That's Danielle Crabtree. Might have thought that one was going out of play. But took a fortunate bounce, stayed in bounds. She wasn't the only one. A couple surrounding players as well thought it had bounced out. A nice bit of stick handling there. Monique Lipton. But once again, Delaney Ogden runs out of room on this sideline. Ainsley Dowdy intercepted by Kempsville. A bit of confusion, it seems, as the ball rolled out of play. Will be the Chiefs to bring it back in. Trying to go down the line once again. Runs out of real estate. That one's knocked over the line by a Tallwood stick. Hoffer lays it off. There's Lipton. And the whistle is blown. Penalty against Lipton. As Tallwood doesn't have to defend for too much longer. Now they can begin to break out on the far side of the field. It's Sarah Green, if I'm not mistaken, battling with Kempsville defender. Able to get the better of her, but the numbers game catches up and quickly force the turnover. Kempsville send that one out of play, and it's reintroduced by Tallwood, still on the attack. That one's niftily stolen away. Now heading down the far sideline. Nice positioning by the defenders to slow down the attacker just enough. Can't quite make out numbers on the far side of the field. I believe Juliet Griffin is one of them over there for Tallwood, alongside Megan Rowlands. But it's Kempsville who come up with the ball on the restart, heading towards the far corner. One-on-one situation with the defender, able to use her speed and get past inside the circle. Kicked away by the goalkeeper, but in a dangerous area still, right out in front of everyone, right into the mix. Well, that one is finally sent out of play. Fortunate break there for Tallwood, as they were definitely on the heels there, defensively. Nice job by the goalkeeper, Regan Waters. Wearing 98 this contest. In comes the substitution for Tallwood. That's Olivia Hellstrom. And of course, defensively, Tallwood does have the numbers advantage, but Kempsville will restart with the ball, and they're going to look to try to swing this around the side. Trying to go through the middle, actually. And that pass is picked off, but keenly taken back. Hoffer. The whistle blows. Umpire signals a penalty in favor of the Chiefs as they'll continue. That's Hoffer still once again. Around one defender, and now two. Can't get past the third. Nice job there from Ainsley Dowdy. The ball rolls out. Tallwood couldn't clear their lines, so the Chiefs elect to do it again. Inside the circle, dangerous area. Goalkeeper on the ground. This one is chipped up. The umpire waves off the goal, no goal. The score will stand at 1-0 in favor of Kempsville. They thought they had another there, but a penalty goes against the team on offense. A fortunate break for the Lions. A nice breakout pass to try to get up towards the halfway line, but keenly taken away. I believe that's Samara Sanner. Correction, Lily Everett. It was Avery who made the interception in the middle of the field. Now it's Lipton. The ball in her stick, looking for a teammate. They're trying to do it herself. There she's able to lay it off. Inside the arc, the circle. And a penalty corner coming up for Kempsville. Great chance here, sent out to the middle. Laid it off, and now back in towards the center. Very nearly there on target as Delaney Hodgkin was situated on the far post, trying to just tap that one in. Excellent build-up, though, especially from Kristen Spencer, who was able to receive the pass and lay it off perfectly for her teammate. Hodgkin just couldn't quite finish there at the end. Penalty corners are a great opportunity on offense, but if you're the defending team and you can make a stop, it really sets yourself up going down in the other direction. Have the numbers advantage coming down from midfield. And if you're able to quickly clear the zone, the team that was taking the corner. Now be put in quite a dangerous spot. Saw that a couple times a few weeks ago when Big Ten college field hockey came here to Virginia Beach at the Regional Training Center, playing on this very same field. Teams like Iowa, Penn State, Maryland, Michigan State, Indiana. So many of the teams that took the trip down here to the East Coast are now inside the top 25. It's quite an impressive conference. Now the double team unable to win the ball back. Lipton. Penalty against Lipton. Now it's Tallwood getting set to restart things. Ashley Perez, the second year. Being directed by the umpire and teammates where to place the ball. Keen takeaway though from Lily Averett. Here's Griffin. Down towards the right wing, Sarah Green. Meets with the defender. The Green maintains possession as the penalty is called against the Chiefs. This one is looked to be sent in, but that ball skips up just a bit too high as we're now 3 minutes away from the end of this first frame. Now both sides maybe trying to get something started a bit too quickly here. A couple penalties in a row. A couple of errant passes as well. As the ball seemed to go under the chain link fence and a spectator had to come help out. A nice number of spectators here in attendance, although definitely fewer than it would be due to the global pandemic, but everyone in attendance, of course, staying 6 feet apart, masks on, maintaining social distancing, is everyone doing their part here in Virginia Beach, battling for it. Sophia Dobbins, but she's bested by the double team, taken away by Amelia Avails. She's able to lay it off to Hoffer. Hoffer now triple teamed, but there's Griffin, takes it away. On the quick restart, Griffin again, looking towards the center, trying to find that one and thread the needle into the circle. I believe the intended target was Sarah Green, but it just couldn't quite get there. That pass over a bit too long of a distance and easily enough snuffed out by the Chiefs' defense. So the Chiefs will restart here. About 75 seconds remaining. Kempsville with the 1-goal advantage, scoring 2.5 minutes into this contest. There's a bit of a chaotic scene right in front of the goal mouth. Reagan Waters couldn't quite handle the ball. As honestly, I don't blame her, as there were so many people right in front of her. It was tough to see. Both sides ended up screening her incidentally as Hoffer moves the ball up and gets set to bring it into play. Still in along the line. Both teams battling for it. The Chiefs trying to keep it down in this end, maybe get a goal if they can. Spencer's chasing after it. Spencer on the ball. 20 seconds to go. Looking for a teammate or a way in. Seems to have found one. Now it's up towards the near side. Knocked away. Haley Forbes unable to receive that pass. But it's taken away. 5 seconds, and that might be the end of this first quarter here in Virginia Beach. Today's field hockey action once again brought to you by Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals. If you need to get your pool deck ready for spring, call the pros at Shine Time. Clean your concrete or pavers, rust stains, no problem. Shine Time has you covered. Visit shinetimeinc.com for a free quote today. So with 15 minutes down, 45 to go here in regulation. Kempsville up by 1. The Chiefs head over the Lions. But not to say for lack of chances from Tallwood, as they've had the ball down in the Kempsville end a fair number of times. But for sure, it has definitely been Kempsville who's been in control for the majority of this game, holding the lion's share of possession as well as their own. Having a couple more shots on target. Only 1 or 2 saves really coming out of the goalkeeper, Reagan Waters. Tallwood defending reasonably well, allowed that 1 goal in. But other than that, they've been playing very well, especially defending and transitioning that into the midfield. However, it's that final third of the field where they haven't been able to find much success. During the break, you could hear the head coach from Kempsville talking to her girls about on offense, the gaps are there. They just need to get their head up and be able to see those gaps and act accordingly. There's a nice takeaway there from Tallwood. Looking towards the circle, this one sails all the way through out the end line. Intended target, Sophia Dobbins. That pass just a bit too far out in front of her. Restart here from Morgan Sutton. He looks towards the sideline as that one's kicked along by a Tallwood player. Restarting once again is Forbes. Correction, Sutton. Has Forbes on her wing. She can't quite find Hoffer due to Juliet Griffin, who knocked that one out of play. But Hoffer in a tough spot here. 2 in front of her. She'll maintain possession. Keen takeaway there from Griffin once again. Nice idea. Doesn't always have to go forward as she tries to find a teammate midfielder, Megan Rollins. Rollins on the restart. Nice awareness, great interception from Kristen Spencer, who heads down the other way. Now the couple of lines trailing her. Nifty poke check, takes it back. The trailing team in possession, but still plenty of time left here in the second quarter. Dowdy passes to herself, but Hoffer takes it away. Majority of this game being played on the near sideline, close to the team's benches. It makes sense. That's where you can get the fastest instructions and relay information from your coach, as this one's being brought right around the circle. Lipton in towards the goaltender. And this one's into the back of the cage. Another score for Kempsville, this one from Morgan Moody. So I believe that's Moody's first goal, and scored about the same time as the initial goal for Kempsville in the first frame. That one scored with 12:30 left in the first, this one with 12:40 left in the second. But quick starts for the Chiefs as they've been playing very well on offense. A couple of shots on goal and a couple of goals here. Taken along the end line. Sideline once again by Hoffer. This time, an unfortunate penalty gives the ball away. Ashley Perez on the restart. Taken away. Ogden. She gets called for a penalty. The Lions look to restart. Nice idea, swinging the field. Rollins. Taken away, though, by Spencer once again. Now in on towards the goal. Whistle is blown. And it looks like another penalty corner here for Kempsville. Had one in the first quarter. This is their first of the second quarter, their second in total. It's both head coach Amber Jones as well as Teresa Platt trying to issue some instructions to their team right before this corner enters the field of play. Ogden to take it, lays it off. Middle of the field, and it just can't quite get there. Ogden once again on that back post, nearly finding herself a goal. Good defensive positioning, able to deny her that opportunity. That's a couple of times here that we've seen the Kempsville penalty corner run almost the same play. Try to center the ball in towards Spencer in the middle and re-find Ogden, who's situated that back post again and again. If you can catch a goalie overcommitting to one side, it's a great chance. And speaking of great chances, Kristen Spencer puts another one on the board for Kempsville, up by 3 now. So a goal for Moody and a goal for Spencer. It was the first goal that we couldn't quite see who scored it. But nevertheless, up by 3. Nice sizable advantage for Kempsville as they have the option now. Ahead by 3, they can either take their foot off the gas or they can continue to press forward. As Griffin restarts inside the circle. Now here's the first penalty corner for Tallwood. We've seen how dangerous these chances can be. Kempsville scoring on one. We'll see if the Lions can get their first shot on target. Looks like it'll be Crabtree to bring this one into play. Sent straight up towards the middle. An off-target shot. It can't find its way towards the cage. Looked like it might have been Amari Howard there who was taking the shot. That one falls out of play. Ogden off her stick. The Lions still threatening here. They're inside the 25, inside the circle now. Was briefly brought back out. And now a chance. Unfortunate there, his teammates not quite on the same page. As a penalty goes against the Lions at possibly one of the more inopportune times. Great takeaway though. I believe that was number 15, Ashley Perez, who came up from the defense or defensive midfield position, able to stop the counterattack. You can see a lot of speed on that Chiefs side. And that's what the head coach was talking about, Coach Amber Jones. He was talking about creating those gaps, and you can manufacture those with the speed that you have on certain players and the ability to get in behind the defense before they really recognize what's happening. It's a great probing pass. Finds its way inside the circle. Goalkeeper kicks it away, and now the defense tries to deal with it. Riley Swindle. Excuse me, that was Juliet Griffin who tried to reinsert the ball on that far side of the field, but goes over the end line. Kempsville ahead by 3. Have the goal advantage as well as the majority of offensive opportunities. Now trying to make it up past the halfway line. A great run from Roy Robertson, but She just couldn't be found. There were too many sticks in the way from Tallwood. Tallwood takes it back. Tries to play a little chipped ball inside the circle. But Butler, aware of what was happening, puts a halt to it. As Perez knocks it out of play for Tallwood. Now the umpire issuing some final warnings for the players on restarts. Need to be 5 yards back. And she hasn't been seeing that very much. Umpire plays advantage as Butler maintains possession. A couple of defenders, a trio rather, closing in. Nice job to be able to beat out the triple team, but her pass rolls over the sideline. Monique Lipton couldn't contain the ball and keep a hold of it. Fortunate break for the Lions. Crabtree restarts again with smart defending. Both sides having trouble maintaining possession here in the midfield, and if you're Kempsville, you have to be okay with that. You're ahead by 3. 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Well, despite what the scoreline says, this contest has seemed much more even. Although an errant pass there from Dowdy and a great interception. Laid off for Spencer. That one's taken away from her and now headed down the other way. It's either Fisher or Green. With a quick restart for the Chiefs, they take it out towards the near side. Ogden inside the circle. Plays it across the middle, and somehow it makes all the way through. The number of bodies and sticks that were in the circle, it's a surprise that the ball was able to find its way through. A defender couldn't get there, and neither could an attacker. Bit of a surprising end to the attack there for Kempsville, but Tallwood happy with that as goalkeeper wasn't forced to make a save, but they can't make the clearance either. Ogden rips this one, but just wide. Really nice look there from Ogden, who just made her way right inside the circle. Decided to take a shot, had a pretty good angle as well, right at the top of the circle. The best angle possible, but just putting it wide, and you could see her hit the ground in frustration with her stick afterwards. It's important to keep your head up and maintain your composure, so you never know when you might have another opportunity. This one is being dribbled in by Lipton. The clash of sticks. A penalty for the Chiefs. This one is sent in right towards the goalkeeper. Waters has to make a save. Restart by Rollins. Out towards the sideline, but unable to keep it in play. Tallwood having a difficult time escaping their defensive 25. As the Chiefs just mounting the pressure again and again here, not giving them a chance to breathe. Now the Chiefs enter the 25 again. Here's Lipton through the middle. Nice diving save by the Waters. Keep the ball away, but a penalty corner for Kempsville. That's their second of the second quarter. On that previous play, who else but Ogden situated there on the back post. Waters was wiser and knew what was happening. We'll see how they react defensively now. Sent into Butler. She whiffs on that one. Fanning on the shot. Now the defenders able to get some numbers back, but into the back of the goal. Numbers do not win a battle, as Kempsville puts another goal on the board. quite make out the number there, as I believe either Lipton or Ogden was able to put that goal into the cage with about 2:30 left in the half. Makes insufficient contact and the ball is taken away. Here's Spencer. Spencer playing very strong and very well on the far side of the field. Now a couple of players battling. Tallwood trying to clear it. But a penalty corner for Kempsville once again. Perhaps there was off-the-ball contact called against Tallwood. But regardless, it's another chance here for Kempsville to add to their lead. Hope to make it 5 before halftime. This one sent out to Lipton. And another penalty corner. Their 5th of this contest compared to Tallwood's 1. But it seems like there might have been a miscue there, as Tallwood restarts the play. Good swing there from Megan Rollins. Sends this all the way down over the halfway line into Kempsville territory. We're just about, and now it's in Kempsville territory as this one caught up in a couple of players. It was Christian Spencer who was able to make the stop. But it seems like that one might have hit her foot. Restart, running out of time here as Griffin plays this one down inside the circle, and a good save. Goalkeeper stands strong, 15 seconds to go. Griffin and the Lions running out of time here before halftime. Need to make something happen quick. Sent in. Turned away by a defender once again. And now that one looks like it was safely out of before it's put right back in, and that's into the back of the net, into the goal. It seems like time had expired, but the horn didn't sound as there it finally makes a sound, and now it'll be interesting here as I believe Kempsville thought time had expired, looking up at the clock. Tallwood get their first on the board with, we'll say, 1 second to go. That brings us into halftime. Once again, this game brought to you by Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals. If you're putting off those painting projects around the house, don't stress. Leave it to the pros at Shine Time. Full interior and exterior professional painting services. For more information, visit shinetimeinc.com and also visit that site for a free quote today. That's shinetimeinc.com for a free quote today.
At the end of the first half.
Rotisserie-style chicken bites. I never thought unbreaded chicken this good was possible. I love you just the way you are. Finally, chicken that is tender, juicy, and flavorful all by itself. Thank you, DQ, for giving me just what I needed. DQ, happy tastes good.
For more than 23 years, we've made it our mission to lend peace of mind.
Even when times aren't very peaceful.
We know that every borrower is unique.
That's why we put you first in every step of the loan process.
At Atlantic Bay, we are dedicated, now more than ever,
to providing digital tools, resources, and a lending hand. to help you reach your home dreams.
Because we're here for you.
Whenever, wherever,
However.
New DQ rotisserie style chicken bites. I never thought unbreaded chicken this good was possible. I love you just the way you are. Finally, chicken that is tender, juicy, and flavorful all by itself. Thank you, DQ, for giving me just what I needed. DQ, happy tastes good.
As halftime draws to a close, we got about 2 minutes left before the action resumes. Once again, this game at the Regional Training Center in Virginia Beach, brought to you by Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals. Calling all local business owners, it's spring cleaning time. Power wash your building and walkways to instantly boost your curb appeal. You'll love the results when they make your business shine. Visit shinetimeinc.com for your free quote today. Once again, that is shinetimeinc.com for your free quote today. Here at the half, Kempsville up by 3 as Tallwood scored in the dying seconds of the second quarter. Seemed like time had expired for Kempsville, or so they had thought, but with no horn sounding and the umpire not signaling the end of the period or the end of the quarter. Nice job by Tallwood playing until the whistle. That's something that's drilled into players in all sorts of sports from a very early age. You play until you hear the whistle instead of when you think the action should take a break. We saw that at the very beginning of the contest too in the first quarter. I believe it might have been Danielle Crabtree for Tallwood, who was playing the ball out of her zone as the ball caught some air. She seemed like it might have gone out of play, but the umpires didn't signal anything, so everyone took a bit of a break or a brief momentary pause before Crabtree picked the ball back up and started to continue down the field. But Tallwood with 1 goal on the board, Kempsville with 4. 5 penalty corners for the Chiefs in the first half, just 1 for the Lions. Kempsville scored about 12:30 left to go in the first quarter, and then struck about 15 minutes later, or rather 14 minutes and 50 seconds in the second, with about 12:40 to go. That one courtesy of Morgan Moody. Quickly scoring again. About 2 minutes later was Christian Spencer. About 10:30 left in the half. And then their fourth goal, was scored with about 2.5 minutes to go. Once again, in the dying seconds of the half, Tallwood able to put one back on the board. It was once again field 1 here at the Regional Training Center. Kempsville ahead by 3 as we start the third quarter. Over on field 2, a halftime score. Cox ahead by 1 over Kellum. Kempsville is taking this one, trying to exit their zone. That one's knocked out of play by the Lions. It's an emphatic whistle, and it looks like it'll be a Tallwood player who's off to the halfway line. As green card might have been issued. I think that's against Crabtree. So she'll take a break, and that's a 2-minute penalty. So now with the player advantage, Kempsville looking to go back onto the attack. Tallwood in the purple, going from left to right. Kempsville in the white and blue, from right to left. There's a bit of confusion surrounding the restart. Number of players looking around. So I think at the scores table they might be trying to fix the scoreboard, or rather the timer. They forgot to add 10 minutes to the frame, so it started at 5 minutes. They seem to be fixing it here. It'll still be about 90 seconds though before the Tallwood player is released. The players eagerly awaiting to get back to the action. I'm sure everyone at home is as well. Now it seems like we have the appropriate time on the clock, but just trying to fix the scoreboard at the facility. The goals are all squared away. Everything looks good to go, ready to rock and roll here back at the Regional Training Center. Rollins restarts it, plays it back into her defense, and misfires on that pass. Here's Odkin. Excuse me, that's Robertson for the Chiefs. Gets the penalty called. Continuing to go is Spencer, now down the near sideline towards the left corner. Looking for help. Tries to lay it off into the middle. That one is swung dangerously, but umpire's whistle blew prior. For a penalty corner for Kempsville. Their first of the third quarter, 6th of the contest. And here's another chance for the Chiefs to put another goal on the board as this one is sent up towards Spencer. They're going to play a centering pass. A lot of bodies in front of the goaltender. And she makes a good save there. Robertson still on the attack. Trying to find a teammate. Does to Lipton. Lipton scores this one. Kempsville up by 4 now. About 13 minutes left to go in the third. Lipton adds another to her side's lead. There was a lot of pressure there created by Kempsville. They relentlessly attacked. They just would not be denied. The players released from the penalty. So back to even strength. Tallwood gives up a goal while a player down. Nice stick handling there from Lily Everett. Ball out of play off the Tallwood stick. Nice move by Spencer. Beats one defender and beats two. Third one stops her in her tracks. The ball is hammered back down the field, right up to the halfway line though, as Ava Grace James picks it up. Looks to dribble it down the wing. She'll So on a penalty. As Dobbins tripped her up, it seemed. Here's James. Has Moody down the wing. She tries to go through the center, but that one's easily picked off. Not too much trouble, though, as the Chiefs still maintain possession. Going through the middle. Lipton. Pair of lines. Called for a penalty. Nice stick handling there, making her way through a couple of defenders, and into the circle was Butler. But better defensive positioning prevails. As Butler lifts that one up. The restart for the Lions, they try to send it back across the field. That one gets caught up in the legs of Juliet Griffin. Nice idea there from Spencer. Trying to find, I believe that's Averett. Down in the corners. She had a step on the defender with a pass off the mark. It's really interesting to see sometimes teams would be more content to sit back when they have a 4-goal advantage, but Kempsville still pressing the advantage. Pressing the lead is Ogden, the far side of the field. Can't keep a handle on this one as she's turned away by Crabtree. Chance here for Spencer. Gets it inside the circle, but is quickly sent away back down to the defensive zone. Rather the half for Kempsville. Trying to bring it up is Ava Grace James. She runs out of real estate. Tallwood takes it back. It's restarted by Kalani Moore. Deep into the zone, great takeaway and a great opportunity here. Tallwood just needs to get a shot off. Really unfortunate there is Sarah Green with opportunity of a lifetime. She just couldn't quite convert inside the circle. Had Abigail Cars beat. As Cars already moved to the ground for that one. Just couldn't quite get her stick around the ball, able to chip it up over the goalkeeper. So we stand still at 5-1. Kempsville ahead of Tallwood. And Kempsville looking to make it 6 here as they traverse back down the field. That pass is a bit too long over the end line. Now deep in their own zone. Tallwood has to clear. They make it past their 25. Try to advance the ball further, but unable to do so as it's turned away at midfield. Nice give and go wall pass there from the Chiefs on the far side of the field. They're playing rather well here. Now looking to find their way inside the circle was Ogden, but a pair of defenders turn her away. Both sides trying to fight for possession. It seems like Tallwood will come out on top. Looking for the restart. It looks like it's Dobbins. Nice interception though, middle of the field. Morgan Moody had that goal earlier in the contest for the Chiefs. It was their second of the day. About 12:40 left to go in the second. There's another shot. Again from Lipton. And I think that one was off the mark. Would have been Lipton scoring back-to-back goals as she scored the 5th goal for the Chiefs with 13 left to go in the third quarter. Nice chance there, but couldn't convert. Still the pressure coming from Kempsville High School. They're trying to put this one to rest and score another goal here. Give themselves a 5-goal lead inside the circle now. A great run. The shot taken just a bit too high and a bit outside. That was Spencer who decided to take a swing at that one. Nice look and a nice build-up from the far side. Kempsville really favoring their right wing, and that's how they like to bring the ball up. Saw that a lot in the first half, and now that the teams have switched ends. Great deep ball. Tallwood. That's Sarah Green. Out wide. Griffin wins a penalty. Looking for a quick restart, but decides to slow it down. Open in the middle of the field, Rollins. Quickly step to by a defender. Needs to get the ball off her stick now. Looking for a teammate. Gets past one, now two defenders. Sent in towards the center of the field. Nice look from Dobbins. Spencer. Being defended by Dobbins. Double team successful as ultimately the ball gets turned over. Here's Dobbins on the restart. Now the Chiefs looking for a double team of their own. Great interception now, traveling up the field. Butler on the run. A lot of Lions in pursuit. Chiefs don't quite have numbers, but they have possession. Back towards the center of the field. Spencer just a couple steps too far ahead. Mind was in the right spot and had the right idea. Execution just a bit off the ball. Didn't quite get there as fast as she was looking for. Down the corner, this one goes out of play. Have to be really happy if you're head coach Amber Jones of the Kempsville side. Her team has put up a strong offensive display and they only gave up one goal, and that was under interesting circumstances. It seemed like time had expired, but the horn didn't sound as Spencer makes her way inside the circle. Tries to find a centering pass, knocked away by Griffin. Spencer sends that one over the end line. Restart here for Tallwood. Under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Nicely anticipated pass by Everett causes the miscue. And a great chance here for Kempsville to add to their lead. Deep inside Tallwood defensive 25. Bringing it in. That's Forbes. Now Lipton. Lipton, 3 defenders on her, forced to turn it over. Only under the guise of a penalty. It seems like that one was inside the circle as well. Be a penalty corner here for Kempsville. Only one penalty corner for Tallwood so far. Stark contrast to the 7 that Kempsville has had. This one is sent in towards the top of the circle. Laid off to her right. Trying to find room to shoot. It was who else but Lipton for the Chiefs. Quick restart. The shot kicked away by the goalkeeper. The ball trickles out towards the near side. Tallwood trying to make some substitutions, but it's so difficult when you're trapped in your own zone, but they seem to have a window of opportunity here. Sprinting back onto the field is Kalani Moore for the Lions. Good clearance, but it only gets as far as Spencer, who looks to reinsert. 2-on-1, just outside the circle. That one, it's either a foot or a knee. Umpires can easily tell when that one makes contact with the body, especially when it's a hard pass like that. Here's Morgan Moody. Has Butler alongside her. She'll take it slow, but a miscommunication there between Moody and Lipton. As it's taken away by the Lions. Now a bit of a foot race here. The defense has it for the Chiefs, but need to get it off her stick. Taken away by the Lions. And a penalty against Tallwood. Fortunate break there for Kempsville. It was Adriana Boone who had the ball, won the penalty. Unconvincing clearance. Kempsville needs to do better on this second chance. Taken right back though by Tallwood. Still mounting the pressure on. There's almost a bit of a slew foot there against Tallwood, but no call. Umpire whistle stays silent. Now here's Spencer trying to go inside the circle against the double team. She'll win a penalty just outside the circle though. Now 70 seconds to go here in the third. Kempsville up by 5, scored the majority of their goals in the second quarter. See if they can add another one to their tally here. And they do. 6-1, under a minute to go here in the third quarter. That one scored by Cameron Butler. I believe that's her first of the day. Kempsville started the scoring early. It was about 2.5 minutes in. It took them about 15 minutes or so to get another one on the board before Moody put a goal in the second quarter, quickly followed up by Spencer. And the third goal was scored with about 2.5 minutes remaining before halftime. But Tallwood wouldn't go down without a fight as they notched one back just before time expired. After a pair of goals here in the third quarter from Monique Lipton, as well as Cameron Butler. Kempsville with a 5-goal advantage. As they look to close things out. Great steal, though, from the midfield. It's Juliet Griffin. Kempsville, 10 seconds left to do something. So they'll slow things down. Butler with the restart. Now just dribbling with it is Lipton. The horn sounds. That's the end of the third.
All right, after the end of the third quarter on field 1, we have a score of Kempsville 6,
Here at field 1.
Tallwood 1.
Kempsville up by 5.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Here at the
please
Regional
remember
Training
to social
Center.
distance.
This game
If
brought to
you're
you by
with-
Shine
please
Time
remember to separate
Power
10
Wash
feet
and
of
Paint. Who likes
non-family
painting?
members.
Shine Time does.
And don't forget, per the order of the Governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, you must wear your
Residential,
mask at
commercial,
all times
interior,
all
and
outdoor
exterior. They do it all. Visit shinetimeinc.com
You wanna make a
today for your
reminder, if you're
quote.
looking for a place to eat after the game,
So we're going to take a quick
check
break
out our
here
sponsors.
before the
We
fourth
have
quarter
casual
comes up.
pint coupons. Why not?
Once again at the Regional
Very
Training
clean
Center in
and
Virginia
tropical
Beach. We'll be
smoothie.
right back.
New DQ rotisserie style chicken bites. I never thought unbreaded chicken this good was possible. I love you just the way you are. Finally, chicken that is tender, juicy, and flavorful all by itself. Thank you, DQ, for giving me just what I needed. DQ, happy tastes good.
With Kempsville up by 5 in the fourth quarter just about to start. Both teams have about 15 minutes, or rather Tallwood has 15 more minutes to try and even the score and get their go-ahead goal if they can string together a very strong here fourth quarter. They'll need 5 to tie, 6 to go ahead with 1 goal so far in this game at the dying moments of the first half. Majority of offense has come from the Kempsville players, though. Moody, Spencer, Lipton, as well as Butler all getting on the score sheet, contributing for at least 4 of the goals here for the Chiefs. As we're set to go with 15 minutes up on the clock. Quite a few penalty corners which have helped the Chiefs out on offense. They're able to convert on a couple of them. Kempsville will start out with the ball, plays it back into the midfield and all the way back into the defense. Allowing some time for their players to get up the field. That's Butler. Keen interception in the midfield, though, from Tallwood. Taken away. They try to pass this ball across the field. It just goes a bit too long, a bit too much power behind it. Right idea, though, from the Lions. Still looking to go forward, though. Morgan Moody on the restart. Has Ava Grace James behind her. But looks to go forward. Maybe a bit too ambitious. That one is taken away by Juliet Griffin. The Lions, the penalty called against the Chiefs, maintain possession because they're just outside the circle. So they lay this one off. Crabtree in the corner. Needs some assistance as she's double teamed. Umpire gives her the call she wants. Nice defensive stick positioning coming from Moody. She's able to thwart that pass. And again, that one's picked off by Butler. Trying to exit their 25. Lipton across the field, but stopped halfway. Keen takeaway there from Riley Swindle. She's had a bit of a quiet game here for Tallwood. It's difficult when the majority of the game is being played in your defensive 25 and you don't have very many opportunities. Aside from the 1 goal scored there by the Lions, had another really great chance in the third quarter. Now coming from Sarah Green is an errant pass as she was able to force the ball off the stick of Adriana Boone. Almost had a one-on-one situation with the goalkeeper. But Karas went to the ground to make the save. Kept the ball on her stick though, but Green just couldn't quite finish. And here's Spencer trying to find a teammate. Kempsville doing a really nice job staying spread out, maintaining their shape to provide a lot of passing avenues. As we see here, that ball trickles into the middle. Shot taken. The umpire blows his whistle before. This has been the longest period of time to start a quarter that Kempsville has had all day today without scoring. As they're finally into the circle. Good penetration by Carly Hoffer. As they get the whistle, that one goes out of play. On the quick restart, looking to keep things going. Here's Butler. Inside the circle. Right along the end line, trying to have some help. Penalty corner. A chance for Kempsville. Their first of this frame. The fourth and final frame of regulation. It looks like it'll be Hoffer to play this one in. She does. Nice defending, but another penalty corner. So that was Lipton who tried to stick handle the ball inside the circle. Here's Hoffer once again. Sends it out. A shot on target and into the back of the goal. Morgan Moody with her second goal of the day. 10:40 left to go in the fourth. And that'll do it here in Virginia Beach Regional Training Center. Kempsville will finish this one off. 7-1 here in the fourth quarter. 10:40 left to go. A pair of goals from Morgan Moody. Goals also from Monique Lipton, Christian Spencer, as well as Cameron Butler, adding their names to the score sheet. Tallwood able to register one. Nearly had another opportunity and a couple of chances to make it more than that. But strong defending and goaltending from the Chiefs deny them those chances. Thanks so much for tuning into this game, brought to you by Shine Time, Power Wash and Paint Professionals. Your turnkey solution for all power wash and painting projects. Eco-friendly house washing, roof cleaning, decks and fences, interior and exterior painting. Big or small, they do it all. Visit ShineTimeInc.com for a free quote today. Once again, that's ShineTimeInc.com for a free quote today. And be sure to stay tuned into Facebook and look for the Virginia Beach Sportsplex and Regional Training Center, as we'll be streaming a couple more games coming up in the following week.
That's the end of the game on field one.
A couple of games, Bayside versus Tallwood, Monday, March 22nd. Hickory versus Great Bridge.
Tallwood 1.
As well as on the 24th, Salem versus Ocean Lake. So stay tuned into Facebook looking for Virginia Beach Sportsplex and Regional Training Center so you can catch all of the games here at the Regional Training Center on Field 1, brought to you by Shine Time Power Wash and Paint once again. I've been Austin Urch. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.